Hey friends, it's your girl Janette. Snuck back to the closet to record this because I didn't want to upset my mom. I'll explain that in a minute. So you get freckle face, no lipstick me. I know that a recent post from the United States president has evoked a lot of feelings, and you may feel triggered by the hatred on display, especially as a person of color. You may feel grief, anger, or exhaustion just as a decent human being who recognizes harm when you see it. You might be someone who supports and believes in the current president, and you still feel taken aback, maybe conflicted, unsure about how to reconcile that with what you believe and what you hold true. And you may even feel pressure to defend or explain it away. What I want to name in this is we don't all have to respond the same way for our response to matter. A dear friend posted this, and I was glad he did because I know his value to our community holds weight and people will listen. And so I was grateful that he posted it, and maybe you did too. There are conversations that need to be had. There is light that definitely needs to be shed on this. Come on in. Some people will speak out loudly. Great. Some people, you will refuse to repost it. That was kind of my position. My heart just said conversation over amplification. So that's where I am. Some of you may sit quietly and just draw a line inwardly about the types of jokes you will let slide, the types of things that you will, with your silence, allow yourself to be complicit about, meaning that you seem to agree because you don't disagree. You might still be sorting through whatever it is that you feel. Different reactions do not equal different levels of care. They reflect different ways of processing, different ways of protecting and participating. Some of us who have had to deal with this in our lifetime, if you're a Gen Xer like me, born in the 60s, it kind of ain't new. We just thought that it was laid to rest to the degree that we could all move forward as decent human beings, one nation under God and all that. But again, impact is not about some sort of uniformed response. So I just felt like I wanted you to hear it's okay wherever you are in this to be there. What happens next is what really matters. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? And how do we as a people move forward in that? That's the tough part, right? So here I am, holding space for that, making room for honesty and not just noise, and encouraging us all to act in alignment about our values. And be okay if others don't mirror your method. Okay? I came back here to tape this because the other night, my mother and I watched The Butler. I don't know if you've seen The Butler, Lee Daniels, Forrest Whitaker, Oprah Winfrey, a lot of great actors in it. Anyway, it's based on a true story. And it follows this butler who rose up from slavery, who was trained to be a house servant, and then went on to be a butler in the Capitol for I think 3 presidents, maybe 4. When my mom was watching kind of the recounting of all the things that took place during the civil rights era to get us to where we are now, I could feel the energy vibrating in her. Her feet started kind of moving back and forth kind of fast. And she told me, some of this stuff is hard to watch. I would imagine so if you lived through it. The sit-ins, the protests, the colored and white restrooms and, water fountains. Just the spirit of hate in general. I know that for a lot of our older folks, like my mom's 94, this is a difficult time because you can't believe we're back here. You lived through it. You had friends and family who died for it. I can't imagine what it feels like to have gone through all that you went through for people of color and immigrants to have basic rights. And let me just say, for those persons of color that are on social media defending things like arresting journalists and all this other stuff, and you're breaking the law and disorderly conduct. Do you know it's disorderly conduct and breaking the law that has even put you in a position to get up and spout your very high and pious ideas about what's going on? You're looking at the little picture. Where's the bigger picture? What's going on in this country? How this country is turning on itself, imploding on the justice system, how it is becoming the thing we said we all hate. And I am not saying that we should just let lawlessness and I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, are you missing the bigger picture? Are you calming yourself by choosing to only look at the stuff that you can, feel good about saying is wrong, but not calling out the stuff that is wrong but appears to be okay or right or justifiable? Or they didn't really mean that. Or they're not really going to do that. Because it's happening, and I don't know if you realize that you'll blink and wake up and you will be astonished at what you allowed to stand by and let happen. So, wake up. There's a reason there's an attack on using your mind, of being alert, of being awakened by reality's truths. Because if they can make or demonize us being alert, aware, then you'll shy away from it versus leaning in to see, what is it you don't want me to see? What is it you don't want me to be awakened to? And let me close. I get it if you say you liked me better when I wasn't political. I was just empowerment. I liked it better when I didn't have to be. Love you.